Hello everybody, welcome to another week with the Tarot Oracle. A bit late this week. Normally I post on a Sunday, and it's Monday today. But messages, it doesn't affect the messages. So messages for all signs general. If it doesn't resonate, don't try and make it fit. If it doesn't fit to your story, take what does and leave the rest. And if you would like a private reading, you can always contact me. So, I can't remember what I did last time. Did I do the Celtic Cross? I may have done. Let's do that this week. Not a full Celtic Cross, just the beginnings of. It's just to give you a taster and just to get a few general messages. So, I'll take from the top and go down to the bottom. Overall energy. Oh, how nice. Wish fulfillment, 9 of Cups. That's really nice. So whatever you're wishing for. Oh, and underneath it we've got the okay, so we have quite a few cards here which I'll read because they're lovely. We've got a story in itself here. We've got new beginnings that are triumphant, successful new beginnings. Swords represent air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, but they also represent communications, thought process. So we've got success. Oh, sorry, we've got success here. All right, what's the card behind it? After a long hard journey that's nearly come to an end, and it looks like this journey was after a series of disappointments. We've been looking ahead to, and so this chap here is standing still with his staff, and you can see there's disappointments he's leaving behind. And troubles here, and he's on, this is a number 9, so the journey ahead has been difficult, hard. He's got there and he's reached a 9, so that's the penultimate card. And then we have the Ace, success. So after a long journey that's been difficult, that's been really trying, that, you know, has worn you down, there you reach success. It's come to you after a period where you've had to have courage and strength, but you're headed towards fortune, making money. That's your wish fulfillment as well, I imagine. And you have followed, you are on a spiritual journey, and you've been true to yourself, and you followed your gut, your sixth sense. Your sixth sense has been guiding you along that way. So we have the King of Swords. So that's interesting because that the Ace was of a sword. The King of Swords here is mature, he's experienced, he's learnt lessons, he's deep in thought, maybe about what's next, something to do with maybe relocating, maybe moving house. But the journey isn't over. There are options here where one needs to be chosen. So there's lots of options on the table, but here we've got the wish fulfillment, in that the right one has been chosen and we have wish fulfillment. So that's really lovely. That is the story in itself on the back there, so it's going to make this a long read to load up. Sorry about that. Okay, heart center. There you go. There's the cup, and there's the cup. 2 cups. There's a cup he's holding, and now it's appearing in the read. So, and that's the choice as well that you've made that leads to that wish fulfillment. Heart center. That's really great because water. Cups is about emotions. It's sitting on water. Water in the heart center is something that is very dear to you, is starting, possibly, and it's a kind of a thing. Again, you've got water here. It might be that it's been unclear. It might still be unclear, but you're in the right direction, and with all your heart you're wishing this and you're feeling this, and even though possibly the outcome is not clear, you know you're on the right path. That's a new moon in the back, so you're heading towards something new. Solar plexus, 2 of Cups. So this can, obviously if this was a full reading, but it's cups again, emotions. If this was a full reading, we'd understand what its meaning represents. Two of Cups, soulmate energy. I always call it like the yin and yang. I also call it a conversation on a very soul-bearing level, an honest conversation. Maybe that's what you're feeling in your gut, that you need to have a conversation with somebody that is almost like a kindred spirit. In the immediate past, we have the going with the flow, Sagittarius energy, which is normally more fiery and passionate, but here we've got again Cups with water going between, so it's very much going with the flow. This is a very emotional so far reading. Temperance can also be about healing. It can be self-healing, healing things with others. We haven't really got others here, but it plays into the crowning card at the top, where we've got again the Page of Cups, again another cup. So the Page of Cups is about offering his cup. Well, it's a message. It's actually, pages bring messages, so it's more about receiving or giving a message, which is an emotional message. It could be so interesting. You've got a communication with a cup, and you've also got the Two of Cups down here. So your gut and your crowning card are working with one another. So you kind of feel you need to communicate with somebody on a very soul-bearing level. And the Eight of Swords is your future. So that's a bit of a worry, because that's where you feel trapped. So we need to clarify that to see what that's all about. I'm going to pull one more card, Eight of Pentacles, which is about making money. So here, I would read that's what you're angsting about, that you don't want to feel entrapment in the future. And I've pulled out another card because I don't like to read negatively, and that is showing that things are flowing. It's called the Apprentice card. So work is there, new work normally, something where you're learning new skills. So where you had this feeling of entrapment, that's what's worrying you, that you're going to feel this feeling of entrapment here and not being stuck and not being able to move on. This tells you you don't need to worry, because things are coming to you. There will be a new job, there will be money on the horizon, and we know that because you've got the wish fulfillment card, and there will be an end to all this worry and a new beginning. So the new beginning is the Eight of Pentacles, the work coming in and the newness of work. So new skills, new opportunities, that kind of something you're working on. Something you're working on, because it's the Apprentice card. Something you're building to put together, and it will be the end of all this worrying. So that's really nice. Let's do the and peace and rest for you. So that's an extra few, because I don't like to read negatively. There's no point leaving things on a negative. We need to know what happens after, because life isn't all negative. It's a balance of and a flow and ups and downs, right, and learning how to manage them. So here we go. Let's do the clarifiers. What did I do? Should I go to the top and down to the bottom? And we've got the moon again. That's interesting, because we had that before. So the moon is where you're not sure. That's that card there. Not sure where you're heading, but you're on the right path. And that is, so the moon, where you've got the wish fulfillment, is that you can't see that. You cannot possibly imagine that your wishes are going to come true, but they are. You're headed the right way. Your first card here was the Ace of Cups. We've got the Six of Wands. That is absolutely lovely. That is where everybody holds you in high esteem. It could be that your own self-esteem is getting better and rising. It can also be promotion at work if you are working in a team. It could be that you're selected as the leader. It could be that you're getting lots of appraisals from people, but everybody around you holds you in high esteem and thinks very well of you. So that's lovely. That's with the Ace of Cups. So that's clarifying the Ace of Cups, and that could be very emotionally fulfilling for you. It could also be what pushes you towards a new emotional start. something that's very gratifying for you emotionally. The moon is clarified by the Page of Wands, which is messages of a could be an opportunity that comes your way that you didn't see coming, a project for you to manage, to start, but that's something that you didn't visualize. Two of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles can be it can be an investment that comes to fruition. It can be money that comes your way. It could be more money, so a pay increase. It's something to do with money. It can also, because I always think, well, you know, you've got to work to get money normally. It can also be to do with a new job opportunity. But this, with the soulmate card, could be you need to talk to somebody about money, starting something with money. So we've got Temperance in the immediate past, clarified with the Knight of Pentacles. So it seems to be that this has been going on for a long time, this kind of going with the flow and emotionally kind of a balancing act, and kind of like trying to just harness your emotions so that instead of having peaks and troughs, you're kind of leveling them out and being kind to yourself. It's like a healing card. The Knight of Pentacles signifies something that's taken a long time to arrive, to reach this point. It could be that you've been healing for a long while, and now finally you're getting some emotional feelings of peace and calm. The Page of Cups is clarified with the Page of Pentacles, so that's really nice. So we've got a lot here on the table where you've got cups and pentacles together. So obviously the arrival of something to do with money is obviously very necessary, because we've got the cup there. It's not like it's been clarified by a wand, which is kind of like offering you, it's firing you up. So what can I do with this money? And firing you up in like with projects and creativity. And it's something that's putting your heart in peace. So that, or the Page of Cups can be a gift of money coming to you with that page, because they're together, and pages are messages. And with the money coming with the cup, it could be a gift of money coming towards you. And this is similarly here, you've got the two of cups with that ace. It's money that's coming towards you and offering you a new start. The last card we had, which I then drew out 3 extra, was the 8 of Swords, which is where you've put yourself in a position of kind of overthinking. You feel trapped, you feel caught up in yourself, caught up in your head. That's coming to an end, because, and you will be released from those swords, because we had here money being generated by the Apprentice card, something new. And indeed we have got here the Knight of Wands, which comes sailing in. Knight of Wands, and this is what's clarifying this card here. We had the Knight of Wands in the deck where I pulled out cards. I'll just show you. Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands was the moving card, relocation card, and that could be what you're worrying about. So I'm going to just pull some extra cards here, with 3 extra cards. The Sun. I think the Knight of Wands on top of this is taking you away. It could be what you're worrying about, but it's also what's taking you out of your head. So moving away, and takes you to the sun. There are good things on the horizon. You might have to stand up for yourself. You might have to fight your corner. And I mean, remember, you don't have to justify if your actions are positive and they're not hurting anybody, you don't need to justify anything. But it's time for you to do what's right for you in order to get that money, to get the so here we've got, so if this is about moving, because he's my moving card, he's my relocation card, and that's in the worry bug on top of this, what you're worrying about, or do you feel trapped and you need to get away? Okay, but this one here is also about looking at your investments and is it time to cash something in? Okay, lovely. And again, we've got that King of Swords, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but the King of Swords is there sitting and he's in control, and we had him under here as well in the pile here with the wish fulfillment. And remember, following your intuition, following your sixth sense, and he's making decisions that are right for him. And here his sword was down, pensively thinking and following his intuitive guide, and here his sword is up, he's ready to take action. So that's really lovely. And remember that your overall card here was the wish fulfillment, which is fantastic. And we're also coming out of the uncertain and what is maybe shrouded, because we don't quite know what the future is, but we're coming out to the sun, so things can only get better. So lovely. Have a good week, and we'll speak soon. Bye now.